Hey guys, welcome to Sleeping on the Couch again, episode 1. I'm Adam.
I'm Rachel.
And basically, the background behind what we're doing here, we've had a lot of friends that have actually approached us about relationship advice and kind of why we get along so well. We rarely ever fight. I mean, it's just, we have a lot of fun together, and I think that kind of shows to people. So we actually had people suggest maybe even starting a YouTube channel. Well, for years, I've wanted to start a YouTube channel. Really had no idea what I wanted to do. I've got a couple of ideas. I've got some hobbies.
Crafts.
They're not crafts. They're hobbies. We do disagree, but we don't typically let it go far. But they are hobbies. Anyway, so we thought, what better to do than try our hand at just maybe talking to people about relationships and fielding questions, things that people want to talk about. So that's kind of where we want to go with this channel. It's not the Rachel and Adam hour. We're not, wanting to tell people our life story and be boring and comments and suggestions and questions and just, topics you guys want to talk about is really where we kind of want to see this thing go.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully it's not complete garbage and we have a good time. So,
yeah.
But on that note, if you don't mind, like, share, and subscribe. I know it's going to take this channel a little while to grow, but obviously from the very get-go, that's going to help immensely. So we do appreciate it. But just to kind of give you some background, we are going to kind of go through our history a little bit today, how we met, and so on and so forth. So I guess I'll start.
Yeah, go.
So
how'd we meet?
Well, we worked at a company. I think I'd been at the place for maybe 6 months or a year. We have these Monday morning meetings. You guys know the ones where you have that really peppy general manager that just wants to get everybody, I don't know, excited for the week.
Yeah. Because it's Monday morning is
usually doomed.
The best time.
Yeah. You got your second cup of coffee in and they're already in your face. And
I'm pretty sure he probably did a line of Coke before. I'm just kidding.
Probably
I'm totally kidding. I'm joking.
No, he was a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little too peppy on Monday morning. Anyway, on the first day that you start there, they always bring the new people in, and there's a side table where they have the manager sitting, and they always put the new people there. So immediately when I saw the new girl, I was single, so I didn't really think about where I was headed with that, but obviously she was my
target. I knew you were going to say that. So she was my target.
Yeah. So I don't think she noticed me at all, but after the meeting,
I will say, I was scanning the room because, I was newly single.
Yeah.
I had just gotten divorced and moved back to Kansas City. And
did your divorce finally yet?
No, I don't think so. It was like within a couple weeks it was, but yeah, I was scanning the room. I'm like, ooh, what are my options? What are my options?
After the meeting, I walked over and talked to a friend of mine who was in the same row where Rachel would be sitting, and overheard her talking to coworkers. And I thought I heard her mention her ex-husband's name was Adam, which I found very interesting because my ex-wife's name is Rachel. And so that's
how it started.
My way in, that conversation starter.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. Still kind of weird to this day, honestly.
Yeah. I think that really is what started it.
Yeah.
We started.
She ended up getting my number through IM, which was debated for a long time, but it was her, not me.
I remember one day we went through all of those, though.
Yeah.
We're like, who did this?
Yeah. In any event, we ended up going out. I don't think either one of us had planned anything beyond that night, so it literally turned into the longest one-night stand
ever.
Still
going.
Yeah.
God. Okay.
But anyway, so that's kind of how we met. But there's another part of that was kind of a big deal, and it took a long time for any of Rachel's friends to really give me any credit as a human being. They didn't like me.
No.
I'm 50.
Yep, and I'm 34.
Yeah,
I'll be 35 this year.
I think people kind of just assume that I must have negative intentions, which I didn't.
Or maybe that you were creepy. I don't know.
Well, I always had a rule, so I did tend to date younger women, but my rule was anything 10 years or beyond. I didn't make a move. I didn't. Whatever. But, if they expressed interest, then...
But I'm the one that made the move. Okay.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
now I get it.
Well, I mean, I didn't know your age at first. When I placed the target on your forehead...
on my forehead.
I didn't know how old you were. I mean,
I didn't know how old you were until after the first date.
Yeah. You were 27, I was 43, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that first night, I think both of us we didn't really think any further ahead than that night. So it was just kind of...
Well, wait, let's pause because this podcast is not G-rated.
Oh, yeah. No. There's words.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because if we talk about this first date, you don't want children around listening.
I don't know that I want your family hearing this stuff.
Yeah, maybe my mom should turn it off too.
We have a reputation.
Cheryl, turn it off. First date was February 2016. We went and you came over to my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I lived down on the plaza at the time with a roommate, and we went and got takeout sushi, walked there, grabbed it, walked back, ate the sushi, started a movie.
No idea what that was.
Do you think it was Star Wars?
No, that was later.
Oh, he made me watch the entire series of Star Wars. I can't remember what movie it was, but we didn't finish it. So, one thing led to another, and
I think it kind of freaked you out because I stayed the night.
Yeah,
I mean, it was late. It was 2:00 in the morning. I'd had drinks. I wasn't planning to drive.
But I still thought it was weird. I mean. But then I think the next day was even weirder for me because you stayed the night. Not only did you stay the night, which I guess is fine. I don't know. It's fine. But the next morning, you had slept in or something. I think it was a Friday night because it was Saturday morning. You had slept in or something. And I had gotten up and made coffee. And I was eating cereal on my couch watching TV when you just walked out finally around 10 a.m. or something. I don't know what it was. But then I felt like it was kind of maybe a little weird. Okay, bye, see you later. And then you left. And then not even 5 minutes later, you called me.
Well,
and I'm like, what
you made me
doing?
Coffee. I was trying to be polite.
I was like, what
Plus,
are
I knew
you
Monday
doing?
Morning. It wasn't like I just met you in a bar and I wasn't going to see you again. I had to see you Monday morning.
We were coworkers.
Yeah.
I think that was probably. I don't know if anyone else out there has ever dated coworkers. I'm sure you guys have, but to me, I felt like that was the hardest. Working together,
we kept it secret
we kept it a secret.
8 or 9 months.
Yeah, and so we had to play it cool.
It wasn't secret. People were picking up.
Yeah, people knew, but we had to play it cool, act like we were just friends. But people knew. We walked out of work together almost every single night.
Yeah. I guess one of the things that we've noted about our relationship is neither one of us had any interest in a relationship. We weren't looking. Companionship for an evening.
I don't think
where our head was at.
Either of us even wanted to get married again.
It was a good year and a half after we were together before we... I wasn't sure that it was going to go anywhere.
No. I wasn't either. I didn't. But then I got kind of caught in a little bit of a pickle, and my roommate and I moved out. I moved in with my sister for a few months, and then I'm like, hey. I mean, that was probably a little over a year
Yeah,
after
but
we
even after
started
you moved
dating.
in, I mean, I was convinced
I
you
don't even
needed
think-
some sort of medication.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that.
I did need medication.
Yeah. If you'd asked me at the time whether we were going to,
And I started
work out or not,
medication.
no, I would have said no.
And I'm not
Probably
on
not.
I'm not on medication now.
But I mean, that took the heat off. We didn't. I mean, we were casual and
Yeah,
acted
that's
like
true.
ourselves.
If you don't have expectations, you can't have expectations in relationships. Like, you just have to go with the flow. You can't,
Well, in the beginning.
in the beginning, right? In the beginning, not the entire relationship. That's probably a bad thing to say, but at the beginning, you just have to go into it like, hey, this is fun, whatever. If it leads up to something more serious than it does.
Yeah. So, I mean,
That's kinda
we're by
my
no means relationship experts at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I was married. This is my third marriage.
Mhm.
So obviously I failed twice before. But I think the
This is
best
my
people.
second, yeah.
Yeah, it's your second.
Mm-hmm.
The best people to ask advice of for relationships are probably people who have been divorced or been in some really crappy situations, because it's that
Yeah.
real life experience that I think, you know,
Not
hopefully
everything
helps
is.
you advise other people.
What's the saying? Not everything is rainbows and butterflies or something. Is that the saying?
No idea.
Not everything is. I don't know.
So anyway, yeah. So that age gap caused some issues, though, because I'm assuming all of your friends like me now, but
Mhm.
it took a while.
I think they do.
So we had that going on. We had a lot of things that we were dealing with at the time that we overcame, and that
Mhm.
probably brought us a little closer together. We were.
I think so. I mean, and we've lost friends too. Not over the age gap, but just our relationship in general.
Yeah.
I've lost some, you've lost some, which that happens. That's normal.
It is what it is. I mean, don't let toxic people
Right.
stay in your life.
Well, and I always hated that, like, saying where people are always like, bros before hoes, you know?
Yeah, I remember that girl. She was a hoe.
I think that's so stupid. Why, if you're coming home to your, quote, hoe every day, but you're going to choose your bros over your hoes, and I mean, it goes both ways, obviously. Hoes before bros before hoes, whatever. But
I mean,
I
it's
feel
a
like,
relationship killer.
yeah,
So
for
make,
sure.
Make sure if you're in a situation where, you know, you intend to stay with that person, that you're loyal.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a huge difference. But
Yep.
Anyway, again, this is not an Adam and Rachel show. We really want to get into topics that, you know, people feel like they need answers to, or they just want, you know, maybe to field questions out and see what kind of comments come back in the comment section.
Yeah. Yes.
And we'll give our take on it. But I think
Mhm.
just the fact that people see the way Rachel and I get along and the way we have fun together, you know, I mean, we do a lot of stuff together. We cook, we
Mhm.
plan vacations, we do a lot of organization around our house together. I mean, there's just a lot of things that kind of bring us together. So I think, you know, I have my things that I like to do on my own, and she has her things that she likes to do on her own.
Mm-hmm.
And we carve out. We have dogs upstairs, so I apologize for any of that you might hear. It's probably an Amazon delivery.
I don't know what you're talking
But we
about.
carve out time to spend with each other doing that kind of stuff. And I mean, good
Mm-hmm.
Lord, these dogs.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't edit this section out, again, I apologize.
A few moments later.
What are they barking at?
Shut up! Go lay down. So, basically, I mean, this isn't the Adam and Rachel show. We don't want to sit here and talk about ourselves. That would get pretty boring.
We're not
pretty
that.
quickly.
Yeah, we're
No.
not that
We're
interesting.
not special.
Mm-mm.
But what we want to do is, you know, really get into what people want to talk about. So you guys can really help us make this a fun channel. things that you want to talk about, a situation that you just want to see how other people feel. You want to read the comments that people might have to throw in the comment section below and maybe bounce it off us a little bit, and we'll give you our take on what we think. Our goal with this is just to kind of make it fun and helpful for other people. So
it won't be serious.
That said, our next episode, we did kind of lay out what we want to do, which is basically our personal histories, because I think maybe that contributed to why we ended up together, why we work.
Mm-hmm.
We both been through some rough situations, as has everybody, but sometimes it's chemistry, sometimes it's situational, sometimes it's a combination of both.
Mm-hmm.
So it might help to lay some of that out. But the big thing is, obviously, I think, and most people know this, you find things when you're not looking for them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep, that's what happened.
Yeah. So anyway, if you guys don't mind, come up with some ideas. Throw them in the comment section below, because we do want to incorporate those into future shows. We're going to kind of build this around that. So the first few episodes may be pretty slow. Apologize if this was boring today. But we did want to give you at least a little bit of history just to kind of open up the channel.
Here we are.
Yeah. And we'll kind of go from there. So anything else that we wanted to cover today?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you on the next episode. Sorry for the delay in this. We did intend to have this out about 2 weeks to a month ago.
Maybe a month ago.
But we've had a lot of things going on. We had a puppy. I started a new job.
I was sick. Yeah.
She was sick. So, we've had a lot going on. But anyway, I appreciate you putting up with us and being patient while we got this together. Again, that next episode, hopefully by the time this one comes out, we'll already have it uploaded.
Hopefully, yeah.
But anyway, comment section below. Please just go ahead and throw some suggestions out as far as maybe topics you want us to cover, and we'll go from there. So thanks for joining us today. Again, if you don't mind, please like and subscribe and share this with your friends. That might not happen until episode 3 or 4. That's fine.
That's
we understand.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.